Okay. So Sean's View makes another video, this time about John Cena, because a lot of people are hating on him, asking him why he supports John Cena, why is he wearing his shirts and everything. First of all, you say that you admit to wanting attention, saying that you like when people come up to you and ask you about your shirts. Okay, we're all guilty for that. I mean, first of all, I wouldn't be wearing a shirt that had three gigantic, ginormous yeses on it if I didn't want to get noticed. I mean, obviously, I want people to know that I am a firm supporter of Daniel Bryan, the best wrestler on the roster. But you, on the other hand, you said that. We also said some other things. You said about PG wrestling and how you support it. You said that there's other eras of wrestling that were way worse, that were PG. And I have to tell you, no, because first of all, let me explain something to you. In the other eras that were, they didn't have PG ratings for TV. They started that like in the mid '90s. But in the other eras, when it was more geared towards kids, at least we had wrestlers like Bret Hart. Like in '95, to me, '95 was a pretty bad year. But at least we had guys like Bret Hart, Owen, and Razor Ramon. Taking care of things. Wrestlers with way more charisma than John Cena, and guys who could actually cut promos and draw a little bit of money. Yes, and the ratings were worse back then, but look what you're comparing. That's before WWE became a publicly traded company, and they were on the stock market and everything, and they had the type of national exposure. I mean, it was a different business frame altogether, so not really a fair comparison. And, if you're talking about the 80s, I hope you're not talking about the 80s, Sean, because you have some of the most charismatic superstars in the 80s. This is the worst era of wrestling by far. And the thing I have to tell you, I mean, first of all, John Cena, are you really going to tell me that you think that his Star Wars promo was funny? And you really thought that that was a good idea to say that the audience is 9-year-olds? You really support that? And then you talk about his Be a Star campaign and like how he's truly noble. WWE does that to get more national exposure. This is how they get investors. The reason why they're doing all this, they didn't do any of this during the Attitude Era because it was rough and raunchy. And then, once the FCC got on their cases about putting Stacy Keibler through a table, that, my friend, is, well, you're not my friend, but that's when everything started to go downhill, because that's when they started to tone it down and made it less raunchy, because they wanted to stay safe. They didn't want to lose certain sponsors. But then what they didn't realize is that in exchange for sponsors, they were losing fans. And that is not good. And the other thing is, the John Cena merchandise is fucking hideous. I mean, look at that green shirt. That is not even appealing. I mean, you could argue and say that it looks like the Boston Celtics style, but come on, in the damn hat, it just looks damn goofy. Let's be perfectly honest. And while you could say that my 3S's might look goofy, at least it belongs to a way better wrestler who could wrestle circles around John Cena. And actually knows what he's doing and knows how to cut a promo and knows how to captivate an audience. Sean, the thing is that you're brainwashed. And, first of all, I can see that you're not a stupid guy. You're well-spoken. You obviously know what you're doing. You've toned down your videos. You refuse to use any swear words or any coarse language in there or be the least bit edgy to make your videos interesting. They're bland. They're boring, just like John Cena himself. So, you've made yourself into a PG fan. You want to feel like you're 9 years old again. And you know what? More power to you. You're trying to get that nostalgia going. You want to feel like a kid again. And you know what? I guess you're just a Toys R Us kid at heart, and you don't want to grow up. You're a Toys R Us kid. But, when it comes to professional wrestling, a manly sport, PG just doesn't cut it, and John Cena doesn't either. the fact is, it's just you're a sad human being because you've allowed yourself to accept this as quality programming. And the thing is, when you look at the Attitude Era in comparison, you have to know, you have to be lying to yourself to say that this is one of the strongest points, and you said that they're more marketable. How is this more marketable? How are adults supposed to accept this? It is not more marketable. How could you even fucking say that when the ratings are piss poor? A product is not marketable unless it is popular with the audience. And you have a wide range of demographics tuning in, and you have like everybody buying the shirts, action figures, and video games. But that is not the case nowadays. They are less marketable because they are alienating the audience. People like me, 24 years old, I am not going to be entertained by a barbecue. And when you call your show The Great American Bash, which was, a classic WCW pay-per-view, something that I have a lot of fond memories of back when WCW was great, back in 98 and 97, 98, around those years when they were beating WWE and the ratings, I had a lot of pleasant memories of The Great American Bash. And to have them shit on it the way they did, you support that? I watched your review, and you said that this was a great episode of SmackDown. You really enjoyed it. Fuck, man. I really don't understand that. But anyway, you know what? Go ahead, wear your shirts of John Cena because it really fits your character. You're a sellout just like John Cena. So, Sean, I know you're going to be watching this video because you egomaniac, it has your name in the title, or at least I put your name in the description. Whatever I decide to do, you're going to watch this video. So, yeah, John Cena sucks. Enough said.